IKECHUKWU Umeh, and I'm reaching you out here from United Kingdom. And it's 9 minutes on top of the hour, presumably the same in the Holy Land of Biafra. Today is the 18th day, year of our Lord, June 18, 2023. And I still remain your humble servant of indigenous people of Biafra here in the United Kingdom as North London coordinator, to be precise. Tonight, as you all know, Biafra Alpha Power Media is standing in the gap of Radio Biafra, regardless what anybody or any means you might thought of it. Unequivocally, we are here to beckon and continue to sensitize those that are actually the members of IPOB that have taken up their shoes and slippers to took that oath of honor to serve their nation. Forget about the shenanigans going on social media, on the misinformation that we're getting from those that are supposed to know better than those that are sold out. But like we said, we hold no apology to any idiot. There is no propaganda around this platform because you are solemnly standing in the gap for Radio Biafra is where we worship, is an hallowed platform. Today shall not be an exception, but today is pivotal because it has to do with our leaders' welfare and those, the conspiratorial, those men that have employed to work for IPOB that decided to catch out on IPOB. I will remind them what happened in 2015, 16, 17 that gave birth to the common criminal called Ifeanyi Ejiofor from Orifite. Tonight, I want to start by acknowledging IPOB members around the world to you to understand their position in where we are going this time. As an IPOB member, is a privilege, as our leader have proclaimed. That's why anybody you see today have to attach themselves to Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, or to IPOB to relevant. That's a prophecy, and it has come to pass. I just want to remind you that you took an oath of honor to serve your nation. That oath must be honored, regardless what you're going through. Do not take excuse as an ignorant, because at the end of the day, you are now building a generational curse to those unborn kids that know nothing about what you have sworn upon. Many of us that have going from one pastor's house and imam to encounter what our generational curse, you cannot break them. Some of us, our forebearers did something that we cannot break. It's unbreakable. Any oath that is attached to blood, you cannot break it, like IPOBs. I'm telling you tonight. That is my peaceful advice to you. Now, I want to sensitize some of us that might have emotion and sentiment. Listen carefully, if you care to know. I want you to Google what Cabal means. Cabal. The definition of Cabal. The definition of Cabal is simply mean. If you go in Oxford Dictionary, it says some common synonyms of cabals are conspiracy, intrigue, mechanician, and plot. Why all these words means a plan secretly devised or accomplish an evil, treacherous, and cabal typically applies to political intrigue involving persons or some eminence. Now, you might have a good intention, but don't forget that a good intention might be bad intention when you try to go outside IPOB. Always when I mention Uchemofo, people does not understand the reason why Uchemofo can never go away as long as IPOB live it. I will tell you equivocally, Uchemofo stop any fraction When they come off with think tank, which I'm kicked against it. When they come off with the ABU about women, which I'm for new. Because anything fraction with mess IPOB up at the end. Just like Onyendu warn about finance. I want to warn tonight. Who care to listen? Whoever you are, you might think you are more IPOB or you love Mazi than any other. Any name you fronted that is not IPOB, I, George Umeh, will come out on this platform and shred you. I repeat, any man or woman that fronted any name that is not IPOB, I will come out on this platform. This platform is standing in the gap of Radio Biafra. It's sponsored by no man. It's under IPOB United Kingdom, under leadership of Mrs. Strata. I'm saying it tonight loud and clear to everyone that want to listen. Any man or woman that front any name that is not IPOB, I will come after you. I don't care who you are. Take it to bank. I said it tonight. IPOB is one indefatigable under the leadership of Mazi and Kanu. I sworn an oath to protect this family. So I want to make it out. Cabal can be built. You don't even know you're building Cabal. Cabal means when you go outside IPOB agenda, on your own agenda, personal agenda, means Cabal. That's what we are fighting against. I will stop here. Now, tonight is about the man. I hope some of you have seen this meme, what I put up on the screen here. Because you know, when we come with facts and figures. We just don't show up without saying things the way it is. As you see, our flyer tonight was about Sunday emergency. It requires that we come on air to let things to bear, as we normally do. The host is Mazi, Umeh, Alpha Power Media, standing in the gap of Radio Biafra regardless. The two criminals you've seen on these pictures are so-called Sam Ezekome. Ezekome is a common criminal. To hell with all of them. If you compromise, we pay you to do work for us. Ejiofor was nobody in Abuja. I was scavenging in Abuja for so many years as a property manager. We know how lawyers do, especially in the zoo. And Providence brought this idiot in IPOB when Obete was recommended by our former deputy Uchemofo. I want everybody tonight, regardless what Uchemofo have done. I live in UK. Uchemofo can tell you tomorrow that I, George Umeh, since all this is going on, I have never contacted him. I have his personal. If I want to contact, I will contact Uchemofo. I respect that man immensely. Because you know why? I know my reason why. I was an IPOB when we are going through turmoil. Nobody like that guy. Take it to bank, I said it. I'm not blowing his horn. If is there any man that I bought Uchemofo, show me that man, I'll tell you who that man is. Uchemofo know his limits. You know, in life, what makes you a human being is know your limitations. Ejiofor, all the audios that happened to Ejiofor, if you trace it back, Ejiofor orchestrated them. Remember Ejiofor family compound when the so-called zoo military invaded it? How was it looking like and how was it looking today? Did you ask yourself, how did Ejiofor manage to build those houses? Set up cameras and all those bulletproof doors. Where did he get the money from? How comes overnight he can afford all this before now? For you to ponder about now. Ezekome was somebody he brought because he know he's facing criminal charges, defrauding people on his own lane. He's a property lawyer in Abuja, which you know how zoo system works. What Ejiofor has been doing over time all these years was getting our people out under money. We pay money to get them out. Onyendu have said it. I can bring the records back to you. Now, Michael Ezekome, Sam mean nothing to me, to be fair to anybody. Sam mean absolutely bunkum. As far as he studied under zoo, because he claimed his Sam. But who foresees him, which is the Attorney General, is Malami. Malami is a stack illiterate, is a jihadist. The man is a jihadist. He knows nothing. So how could you come and tell me you're educated? I'm going to play some videos here at the end of the day. But I want to make something abundantly clear before I continue on this program. As you're looking on the screen, you can see these both men, these both two criminals. I'm calling both of them Mike Ezekome. I'm not giving him Sam. Sam is us. I said it, George Umeh. I said about this because he was sacked. This guy they call a Jofo, for him to deny Andy Uba that helped him to go to school. His father did not. It came from some of us come from a poor family, average family in Biafra land that we migrated. And I, George, cannot speak ill against those that know that helped me when I was there, down below. He lied against those that helped him. You know the kind of, he has no reputation. He has issue with Andy Uba. Andy Uba, he said Andy Uba never pays school fees. Tells you all you need to have. His character should remind you who Ejiofor is. I grew up in Idemili. Ejiofor could not come to my father's restaurant back in the days, including his father. Let him go and inquire about me. He will know who I am, like I'm talking about. He blocked me on Facebook, which is pathetic because I told him the truth. We don't blow our horn. We say the way it is. It doesn't matter. You can go to hell. I don't give a crap. And I will advise Michael Zekome Sam, please, it's better you discharge yourself with honor. But if we find you write anything contrary to what has been said, you are sacked. You can say Mazi Nnamdi the kind of family. Onyendu have sacked both of you because when was the last time you went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the SS dungeon? After the charade that happened on the last court, both of you were giving interviews because you want to be called at the back. And now Tinubu have entered. You know, we see protests, but I'm going to play some videos here. People want to be relevant to talk about Onyendu, even though things that has nothing to do with our leader. Onyendu have relieved their duties as they have compromised a standard. These two men, I will give you the videos where you can see their complicity is in parallel. We don't say things without bringing evidence with us. That is why Alpha Power Media representative who don't lie against any man. The recharge card media warriors now is now exposing themselves. They are now saying openly that they lie against individual, which is they blackmail people under what they told them, because none of them, I don't say things I don't know. I can, if you have, since Alpha Power Media and George Umeh have emerged, come out and say one thing that I said that is lie, and I will clarify it. Live on air. With my face, I don't hide my face. These two criminals have been sacked from IPOB. Chike Doziem, the vegetable himself, the chronicle of a saboteur, Chike Doziem, the vegetable and the enemy at the gate has got nothing to do with IPOB. Chike Doziem, they're running a parallel, nothing to do with IPOB, which Ejiofor instituted. I will show you the memo that Rita Eze, you know, the guiding principle. I'm going to bring it up here. I need some paragraph there before I move on. I want to put their faces on air before I say what I want to say. I'm going to go more in depth on the sacked. I'm going to still bring this back when I need them. Now, what I want to bring up now here to you guys to see is this particular important document. For some of you who does not know what we are talking about, we're not here to play games. Anytime we come on air, we come up with evidence. Like I said, if you want to see the full clip or whatever that transpired, it is not individual platform. It's not owned by George Umeh. Alpha platform, I don't own platform. People know my personal Facebook account. I don't stream lecture some people who does not. Ejiofor started all his menace. Ejiofor is a magic. A very woman with clean heart will give us Biafra. Onyendu was not me. Before I go into the depth E, I will start from E to F. He said every fund raising until further notice. He said Rita Eze Isi is deemed as and has the authority to manage all finance operations, sign execution and contracts in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. End of discussion. You know what that means? It means that whatever they have said remains that way. Onyendu cannot reverse whatever they have agreed upon. That is not how IPOB functioned. I want to remind you tonight, anything we say is the way it is. Now, You know, last week we have an uproar about the issue of Onyendu being not allowed. The private physicians that came to see Onyendu, he had the devils on himself, what is called Chinas and what the devil's child, the slave child, came on air ranting that they're going to operate Onion, they're going to give him anesthesia, he's not going to wake up. He fabricated so many stories about our leader. This was Onyendu's wish. They were going to do extensive examination about our leader to ascertain. We've been shouting that Onyendu needed medical attention by his own personal physician. When Ejiofor and Mike Ezekome does not visit our leader, from the last valid day, the day they take that date of September, they have not visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And to be fair, Onyendu don't even want to see these individuals. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do not want to see Ejiofor, including Ezekome. If Ezekome, if that man respond in any of this issue now, Chineke Ekwensu will punish his generation. I will be on air every day because of Ezekome. I'm saying this loud tonight. Ezekome, whatever the fuck you are, I don't use this word often. If any day you respond to this, you've been employed. When you sacked, you go back. I live here in United Kingdom. I have contracts. When my contract finish, the people laughing with you, they're not your friends, you know. On a job level, the man is laughing with you. He's sacking you the next day. There's no laughing about it. Taking your laptop and your phone to the next day, they don't laugh. That's the standard of how things the real world work. So why would you be, questioning if you've been sacked or remain in IPOB as the elite council when you have compromised? We'll give you the evidence on North Shell. But what I'm saying tonight, Ejiofor memo. Thank God that our erudite special counsel, Aloy Ejimako, have come and put up a proper press release, which I'm going to upload here in North Shell. I'm not going to read more, but I want to point out something, because they said that they went to go and do a secret operation to our leader. You know, the drug addict in South Africa, I have his video here, which probably time will permit me, I will play it. If not, I will come back on that, where the guy was confessing on who he was lying. He was speaking Igbo. He was taking this as a fun. The guy was saying that now he's making money through Facebook. I do not make money on what I do. That's why I don't see me online on daily basis. And this platform is owned by IPOB United Kingdom, not by Mazi George Umeh, not by any individual. Alpha Power Media is under, I repeat, Alpha Power Media International is under UK National in conjunction with UK Media and Event. It is not personal property. I don't own it. For your information. If you know anybody that is drenched that don't understand this now, get it straight. Now, what I want to say tonight is this. I'm going to upload the first thing that happened that Biafrans need to know. Because at the end of the day, when we come on this platform, we come with evidence. We don't just come up here and start talking. This is what Ejiofor wrote. Ejiofor. This is the Ejiofor write-up. You know, I put it there, but it's the Ejiofor's deceit. You know, this is what he said in Facebook, but I put it on PDF. Because we don't just come on air. We do works. This is a platform that is actually on standard level. Before we come out and say things, we have to have our facts right. Now, Ejiofor, in his demented mind, wrote this garbage here. Now, I want to ask Biafrans, I want to see where the red rice is. He said, indefatigable Onyendu. That's a deceit. That word, Ejiofor is a lawyer working for IPOB. Why are you using the word indefatigable? You are not an IPOB member. Because you, don't forget, you took oath to serve as an attorney under the zoo government. It's not supposed to be sympathized to IPOB. If you are following the oath you have taken, it don't need to be sympathized. It must be. Listen, in this country, we have even Igbo people that are actually lawyers that edit some of our people to go for asylum. They will be neutral in their jobs. Because when Home Office found them being involved, Home Office now will say, why are you meddling? I want to educate Ejiofor a little bit because he studied in the zoo, he's still in the zoo. That is why he could see the difference between Ejiofor and Ejimako. Even Simon Ekpa on his own, dilemma can actually point out to this fact. Like I said, even a madman can make sense when it's needed. Now, this man called Ezekome, Sam, is somebody that Ejiofor brought to intimidate those that are around. Because there's no need of Ezekome coming into this case in the first place. Ejimako was there. Ejiofor did not know what rendition was. It was when Ejimako explained. And there's no case against Mazi Nnamdi. He cannot charge Mazi Nnamdi any case without establishing where he brought him back. That is where the rendition comes in. Onyendu has no case to answer in the zoo court. Ejiofor is a common criminal. Ejiofor is a facing fraud case in Nigeria. In Nigerian court because Ejiofor was a property lawyer in Abuja. One of his clients is defrauded. The person have sued him about 6.something million naira. It's a case he has to go and answer. That is fact. That's one thing I want to take from here. I don't want to bring Nwasile, which they call China Sanwo, the faceless monk. Remember they said they smuggle some lawyers to doctor to go and operate Onyendu to kill Onyendu. They're going to give him anesthesia. I want you to look at this so-called press release Ejiofor wrote. On the number 1, I marked it up with red. Listen carefully. He said, I will read above before I come down. He said, it's important to make a following statement, stroke clarification. Ejiofor writing, not me. Ejiofor writing. He said, the medical doctors that attempt to see Onyendu last week, Tuesday, being 6th of June 2023, we are not there to participate in any surgical proceedings, but to first meet and interface with Onyendu on the primary basis. What were we saying? Ejiofor said this, but China Sanwo and the Irats said that they went to kill Onyendu, they went to do operation. I'm going to bring our erudite special counsel's memo because that's what the only memo that is irrelevant. The reason why I brought this up, I want you guys to know tonight. We have been saying this for over time. I don't know who China Sanwo is. I don't want to know who he is until he put his face like I am George Umeh. My face is out there. I'm not here for fun. I'm not making money from this platform. I am working under the oath I have sworn under my generation. That is why I'm here. I'm not here to make friend, to make enemy. Once you are in that part of IPOB code of conduct, you are my best friend. The day you deviate, I don't care who you are. I don't give a monkeys who you are. I will shred you. Nobody asks us to come out here. What we do it in the name of the oath we have taken. This is a job for not me. And that is the only thing and like you said, is reversed. You can see here. Alpha Power Media reversed this. This is quite irrelevant. That's why it says reversed. I'm not gonna read anything. I want you to see that is Ejiofor's writing. It's copied in on PDF. It is not me that written it, so I have to give you the. He said we moved on. Signed by Sir. He called himself Sir. Ejiofor SESQ in bracket KSC IPOB lead counsel, but he didn't show up. The day will have a landslide, which I'm going to play the video. May God have mercy on all of us. And this memo here, which is quite irrelevant, I want you to know that Paul Chike Doziem has got nothing to do with IPOB. He can't speak because he's dumb, deaf and dumb. He's a common criminal. Chike Doziem is a common criminal. But let me tell you who misled Chike Doziem is Abani. That nitwit. Abani, like I said, you know why they cannot Ejiofor just blocked me yesterday. 2 days ago, Ejiofor blocked me because of this issue. I wrote something. I didn't screenshot it. He blocked me. Anybody can go to Ejiofor's, the day Ejiofor wrote that, go to, if you know if George Umeh is lying, go to that particular, those that can access Ejiofor's Facebook account. Go on that particular This particular, I want you to go down to this particular write-up. See what I said there. That day, Ejiofor blocked me. He blocked his father, not me. He blocked his generation, not me. Like Chikedozie, I don't gossip. Like I tell people, I don't gossip. Gossip is not my. I don't waste time within. I fight enemy head on. That is what Onyendu taught us. So, what I want to say to you tonight is this. Paul Chikedozie does not represent IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. Take it to bank. These are a bunch of criminals. Chikedozie, I wanted to come out and speak. I warned him from the day that idiot mentioned George Umeh on Radio Biafra. I told him he sowed the seed of decoy because I know every of their dealings they have done. I have not spoken about them, but I'm challenging Chikedozie and Austin Agba and that nitwit. Any day, any of them will mention my name, I will naked them on the street. I will stop there. It's quite irrelevant. Now, let's go down to the real man. The press release on 17th of June 2023 from Aloy Ejimako to all media. He's addressing the all media. For a very long time, they threatened they're going to kill him. Their assassination attempts have gone to him. This man have remained to the cause. We are paying him. He's working for IPOB. There's no prejudice attached to it. He doesn't show sentiment. He's an evil man. But if you have any iota of sympathy on IPOB, she don't show it because he's a professional. Ejiofor says he's the most trusted. Ejiofor is a criminal. Ejiofor is a from Orifite. Ejiofor, don't forget. Orifite, what is your father's name in Orifite? Ejiofor, I never heard of that fucking name in my whole lifetime. When it comes to Orifite. You know, to be fair to you. Now, I want to read this press statement to verbatim tonight for a reason. I know some people have talked about it, but quite irrelevant to me. Now, our erudite special counsel said to all media, is addressing media. I'm quoting him verbatim. Subject regarding the published press release by one Chikedozie. One Chikedozie tells you that Chikedozie is no longer the head of Directorate of State. I want to remind Biafrans one thing here. If you don't have our code of conduct, I will make it available if you're an IPOB member. The only permanent seat in our code of conduct is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Any other post is based on your performance. Chikedozie is woefully failed in every ramification. Now, he said, one Chikedozie that has banned me from independent medical doctor from visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at DSS. My attention has been drawn to a defamatory press release presently in active publication and circulation, signed and distributed by one Chikedozie. I love that one Chikedozie, purporting to be leader of IPOB Department of State, which is not any longer. Stating that he has banned me from visiting my client. Can you imagine? Let's be fair here. Where is Chikedozie live in basement in freaking Switzerland? You don't even know how Onyendu looks like as we speak. A man that sees Onyendu 2 days, he abandoning him. Listen, I have been in prison before, though. I have been in prison before. I have. Not for crime. But maybe you were arrested by not committing any crime. But I decided who come to see me. In a Western world, it is not something you have to question. Onyendu decide who sees him. And Meme said it in his last visit with Onyendu. For clarity's sake, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes decide who sees him or not. Like Ejiofor does not have access to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Out of his conspiratorial activities that has been unabetted, for some of you who does not know. I will carry on. Now he goes on and said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at DSS where he is being detained extrajudicially and unconstitutionally. Additionally, in the same press release, The said Chika Edoziem stated that he has banned me from taking independent doctor to the DSS to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from purpose of making an independent assessment of his present health care and needs. In the same token, the said Chika Edoziem uttered warnings, grave threats, innuendos, and false allegations against my person and the Kanu's family. Firstly, let me make it crystal clear that according to the court order on visitation with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone that possess the solemn power and discretion of choosing whoever he desire visitation from. It is not me. It is not you. It is not a Jofo. It is not a Jumako. It is not Meme. It is not Kanu Takanu. It is Onyendu. Solemnly Onyendu decide that. For avoidance of doubt, for those chicken heads out there, no other person can choose or impose visitors on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not even the DSS. Can DSS brought to Buhari tomorrow or so-called Jagaban to go and visit? We tell him to go to hell. Is the decision to speak or not? Standard on human rights, which United Nations working human groups have come and said that Onyenu should be released unconditionally because rendition is a state acting crime already on its own. The IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers or relatives, therefore, this Chika Edoziem and his Inc. have no place in this matter of who is approved to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but it is his lawyer, his doctor, or his relative. That is fact. Second, it is also Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone that has the power to invite a medical doctor of his personal choice to have a visitation with him. He had done it in the past in August 2022, to my knowledge, and even as the visitation was mysteriously blocked at the last minute, my effort and follow-up with the doctors guarantee the very first and only independent medical option that is being used today by all his lawyers and others in advancing his case and pressing for the urgent medical attention he required since rendition. For avoidance of doubt, it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who directly assigned this task to me as part of my complex brief as his special counsel and as part of the all-round effort to general and urgent independent medical care that he requires. There is nothing in this crucial task that made it necessary that this matter of health, which has been urgent and hurriedly must be exclusively to just one person, and that my humble self and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's and family should be excluded from matter concerning his health. It's not going to happen. Thirdly, the same publication suggested that this Chika Edoziem unrightly admitted that he and his Inc. were part of the grand conspiracy that had blocked the two doctors chosen by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to visit him on 6th of June 2023, just because I was the lawyer that had, as part of my brief instruction, prepared the letter introduction the DSS had demanded for the visitation at the last and crucial minute. This is shocking. Ominous to say, the least. But leaving the aside for the moment, let me sound this note of warning. When you block independent medical doctors from visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even when you knew that it was him that personally choosing these doctors and inviting them, you must know that you are deliberately endangering his life. Think about it, Chike Doziem and his gang of criminals. Think about this, because a day of reckoning is coming. This is shocking. This is shocking. And ominous to say that last, but leaving the aside the moment, let me sound this note of warning. When you block an independent doctor, which I have read, now I'll go back again. More so, it is pertinent to drum it home that it is inherently evil for anyone to use the life and death matter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health to settle phantom scores with his family or any of his lawyers. Remember these words. I know it might be in English words, some people might not just as the phantom scores. Maybe you try to think, like you have done it, like what people do is naturally done something, without even thinking about the consequences of it. So going forward, any person who is still walking this dangerous path should be well advised to cease deceit, and pedal back. If you persist, this costly, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the whole world knows, will soon stop you, because it is so wrong and he does not play with his life, with his health, like you are doing at the moment. Finally, the highly publicized and sectionalized statement by this Chike Doziem and his Inc. that my humble self and Kanu family and 2 other doctors were blocked on 6 June constitute danger to the life, health, and safety of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been noted in stone and will be dealt with at forums and place of my choice. In the meantime, I am dealing with the private threatening issues against my persons and family on account of such grave accusation. This is kind of heartbreaking that we have a lawyer, China Sanwo, have come on air and threaten, even mention his name. But one thing I want you to take home, if you listen to what Ejimako have said here, his press release was like impeccable. He can't falter it, he can't question it, and he go back to what Ejiofor wrote here, because that is where they drive their agenda is from, that they took doctors to go and kill Onyendu. But even their own so-called boss, because for avoidance of doubt, Ejiofor is the one running the so-called dogs. They're not DOS. I'm talking about dogs in small capital letter, DOGS, dogs. The dogs that are back, that cannot even bite. These are the men. These are evil men within. But this, our errant special counsel have, God has in infinite mercy, exonerated him, because now Ejiofor have confirmed that those doctors were not there to perform any surgery to Onyendu. They were going there to assess our leader's condition, but they blocked it twice. That's what tells you all you need to know. I have to move on from this place now, because I don't really have much time. But now, as I have played all this now, there's one thing I want to let Biafrans know. How did we get here? How did we get where we are? Let me show you what happened.
For Power Media International.
Well, reaction is that the court has delivered its ruling in its wisdom. It's the same court that gave judgment on the 13th of this month, ordering a release or a discharge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the same court, in its wisdom, has this afternoon, though a different panel, but the same court of appeal, held that there should be a stay to that same order of discharge, meaning that
I don't want Biafrans to. I know a lot of people have played this video, but it's not playing the video is the issue. It's getting the actual point of this matter. Discharge was granted on the 13th of October. As we're talking about here, the discharge, talking about the stays was granted on 28th of October. And what do you ask yourself? Where was Mike Excellency the Sam? Let's give him Sam for avoidance of doubt. We say we disrespect him, or give him Professor Mike Excellency Sam. Where was he? This jobless idiot was in Florida attending a summit, while a crucial verdict that Onyendu, the milestone that Onyendu has won, was appealed, and there was a stay. Did anybody know this man as an IPOB lawyer? Where is a Jofo, the lead counsel? They did it. In life, you don't deal with people that is beyond you. We keep information. At the right time, we will expose that information. The reason why I was granting was because the court found a Jofo affidavit to be defective. And hearsay because a lawyer is not allowed to give affidavits for a client. How can you give affidavits for a client? Jofo is meddling. He's meddling within IPOB, even meddling with the law. A Jofo could not establish that Onyendu house was invaded from 10th of November, 10th, 11th, 12th till the 14th, the onslaught took place. A Jofo could not establish it for how many years? For officially, even Bintaya could discharge that case because dismissed him from court. Because there was not a iota of filing to establish that Onyendu house was invaded by Zoo murderers. And he given evidence against your client. That's why I told you. The guy was carried away to the extent that even making mockery of the oath he took against the Zoo so-called law, whatnot. Listen to the man. Alamajiri they brought an Aflani man that actually accepted just listen to him. I don't want to say too much on this.
Nnamdi Kanu will remain in custody. That is, for us as lawyers, we don't have anything to do, I'll say, until, especially knowing that the substantive appeal itself is before the Supreme Court. We go to the Supreme Court and ventilate the case of our client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that is the hope we look forward to, especially against the backdrop that they also made a consequential order that the record of appeal should be transmitted to the Supreme Court within 7 days. That gives a hope and indication that the appeal will be heard within a record time. So we hope that will take place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yet that, even on the record of the court, that the lead counsel...
It's quite pathetic that somebody was tapping the guy on the back to give information. This is how low this man could go to sold Onyendu out. Where was a Jofo this day? Where was a Jofo? He brought Excellency to cover up his incompetency. He is a common criminal, as he is facing charge of, defrauded one of his clients. They sold out these days. This is the ingross subordinate. This is an ingross sabotage by Mark Excellency to abandon his duty as the so-called Sam. and went to Florida and attended summit, while we pay him arms and legs to represent our leader. Because I want to play the last court sitting they went before they get us September. You hear Ozekome's and this idiot body language. But let's finish listening to this man.
Chief Mike Ozekome, who brilliantly argued the appeal on Monday, this application against the federal government, is presently attending the International Bar Association Conference in Miami, Florida. So I heard his brief. Thank you.
Okay, he has attending the International Bar Association in Florida is more important than IPOB have paid him. You see how incompetent a man can be, and send a Fulani man to accept what is unacceptable. The milestone win of Onyendu was sabotaged by Mike Ozekome and Ejiofor. Ejiofor was, if Mike Ozekome was not there, but Ejiofor is writing, he telling he's the lead counsel. Let me show you one thing here. Ejiofor said to you that he's the lead counsel, isn't it? Ejiofor said here, you can see him sign here. I said, signed, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, ESQ, dot, in bracket, KSC, IPOB's lead counsel. My question to you, if you are not demented, where was Ejiofor on this day? That was a milestone for IPOB. And it was reversed because those that were supposed to know better sold out. You know, we don't just come up, we don't just wake up and start talking. We talk with facts and figures. Now, I want to show Ezekome's last quote where he was talking. That's something I want to extract from there before I move on and say what I want to say.
Biafra Our Media International.
Yeah, good morning.
I want you to see this man's face. You know, if you're a detective, ask any detective, they don't just deal with what he said, they look at your body languages. Look at this man from when he started wiping his face and all that and listen to him. Forgot about the cut and join English he's speaking. This man is fucking down. What he's talking is jargon. I live in the UK. The word he's speaking, I live in the country that invented it. I live here in UK. And I know that people have dealt with it. He wouldn't dare come close to them in his miserable life with all his so-called Sam. I'm not bragging. That's fact. But let's listen to him.
Yeah, today's proceedings border essentially on the main appeal, which we believe was ripe for hearing. When this case came up on the 27th of April, Thursday, 27th of April, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to file their brief of argument as appellant within 6 days. They had asked for 5 days, but the Supreme Court was gracious enough to give them 6 days. They did not file that brief until Tuesday. Even when they filed it on Tuesday, I discovered that the brief was 53 pages, more than the threshold of the 40 pages allowed by the Supreme Court. I'm not the kind of lawyer to embarrass.
I want to say something here. Listen to the man. Look at the man. He said he's not the kind of lawyer. You know, this is a sentimental word. Sentimental. We implore you to do job for us. What you're looking from your opponent is their weaknesses. I want Biafran to listen carefully. If you don't want to call this useless man called Mike Ezekome out, this is where you should call him out. I will edit the video again, differently from what you've seen today or now. If you don't want to call Mike Ezekome, I'm not putting Professor, no, that's Sam to him. He's a useless man. George Umeh said it. Take it, quote me anywhere. You are not the kind of lawyer. Now, you found your opponent that you want to advance on, made a mistake, which you're supposed to capitalize on. I use the word capitalize. Let me use it again. That you should take advantage of. He's telling us that you are not the kind of lawyer. Double standard words. This man is an imbecile. Mike Ezekome, whatever. I said, George Umeh, I want you to respond. Mike, listen, our special counsel have written. Write anything. All your generation. All these things you run around giving interview about Biafra, you are pretending. All of you are hypocrites. Sycophants from the pit of hell. You are not the kind of lawyer. We paid your ass to work for IPOB. So when you find any loopholes that you have to use it against your enemy. If you're real, I would like you to continue exposing your incompetency and idiocy for Christ's sake.
Of the 40 pages allowed by the Supreme Court. I'm not the kind of lawyer to embarrass opponents. So I told the Supreme Court, I told Ghazali SCM from the Federal Ministry of Justice and his junior, I called them.
You know, it's very pathetic. He is now advising them, telling them how to do their jobs. Look at the man that is called Sam and the so-called professor. You have an advantage over whoever your opponent. Then you couldn't use it. Then he's telling them what to do. And what do they do? What do they do at the end of all this? Because you're giving them what you should have used against them. He told them what to do. You know, you're advising your adversary what to do, not to work for IPOB we paid you for. It's a common criminal. Quote me anywhere. Michael Ezekome, I don't put professor, I don't put Sam. To hell with this monk. Is an idiot. Till tomorrow morning.
I then also wrote to them that the practice and convention at the Supreme Court is that a brief should not exceed 40 pages. So they had to file another one on Wednesday, which they served us late on Thursday. We had only the weekend to prepare.
This is what happened when you dilly-dallying with your enemy. Now they're going back and forth on each other because it's a plan work. And don't forget, after this proceeding and this verdict was passed on, Ezekome and the so-called Ifeanyi Ejiofor for the lead counsel did not go and see Onyendu. You can see, he wrote in his memo that he went to see Onyendu. Let me show you the memo Ejiofor wrote. And the day they went to see Onyendu, the last day they went to see Onyendu. Because you know, we like to put things in a perspective that you can see. Look at it here. It was on the what was it again? On the 3rd. On the 3rd of June, he's claiming they went to see our leader. If that was fact. 3rd of June. That was when this medical practitioner or communicated to come. But he come to see Onyendu 3rd of June. 3rd of June. And if you actually went to see him 3rd of June and 6th of June, the medical practitioner came and he blocked it. Who is lying to who here? Ejiofor has been manipulating. And you can hear Ezekome. He's driving the ACN what to do and how to address them, what they should do. You shouldn't take advantage of their own incompetency or illness now to go drive home and make the world know that these people are not serious. But you're there wiping your idiocy on publicly and telling them what to do. Let's listen to idiot.
Respondents brief, which we duly filed on Tuesday in the morning and served them. So from all intents and purposes, the appeal was ripe for hearing. But today, the federal government came and said they wanted to file a reply brief. I told their counsel, you can even, these points of law you are showing me which you want to file formally, you can stand up and say them orally, verbally, and we will not oppose. In any event, you are saying we raised a preliminary objection in our brief. It was raised in our brief, not as a separate document. But I believe that their own intention was to stall the proceedings, because he said he had the instruction of the Attorney General that he must reply to it. I said, no one is saying you should not reply, but it doesn't have to be in a written form. You can reply orally. We have all done it now and again by replying orally, verbally. He would not do that. So the Supreme Court said, in order not to show them out, they will give them a short time to file the reply within 2 days. Then I begged the Supreme Court, I pleaded with the Supreme Court to give us the shortest possible date, even this month or early next month. But they looked at their calendar and their docket that is pitiably full. It's so unfortunate this is the busiest Supreme Court in the world, because all manner
it doesn't really make any sense. The fact remains that this man does not want anything. I want you to quote me anywhere. For the mere fact that he's suggesting to his opponent what to do and telling publicly that he's not a kind of lawyer, that is a high of gross incompetency in any professional in the world. Everybody, how do you excel against your opponent? You're looking for a slide, even winning. People win with mistake. So when I find you do mistake, do I have to correct you on your mistakes? That's what Michael Zekerman just done to the zoo government. He's telling me that the man is real. I played the first video where he is supposed to go and represent Nnamdi. He was in Florida attending the so-called bar association in Florida. He was a gallivanting in Florida with IPOB money. Ejiofor was nowhere to be found, claiming Reed Council. So I want to make it abundantly clear. Ejiofor and Zekome, I want to put this flyer up for avoidance of doubt, was not sacked by anybody. It was sacked by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu itself. Let Ejiofor come out and tell you that you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 101. They're not going to have a field day. I want him to respond to Ejimako's a press release. Press statement. Let's see. Ejiofor is copying and pasting. He's not real. He admitted that the doctors that went to see Onyendu was not going there to do operation. But Chino Samuel was telling you, oh, they're going to do operation to kill Onyendu. The idiot that called himself Mwachinek in Malaysia was shouting the same thing. These are pseudo people. Their face is not there. They are not here. Nobody knows them. You know who George Umeh is. I live in UK. People knows me. My comrades know my house. I'm not hiding. If you want to try, and you see what happens, bro. We've been there, gone there, got going. I decided I joined IPOB and I swore an oath. You want to come after me, do so. And the distribution will be all over you. I'm not here to entertain people. No. To hell with you. I give up everything I've worked for. I don't have to blow my horn. When people are talking, don't talk to me like a baby. I'm being there. Let me tell you the truth now. I'm going to be 50 years this year. 50 fucking years. I'm not a baby. Anybody talk to me like I'm not a child. I'm not your baby. For some of you that join IPOB, yeah, my siblings, you can't even stand in the front of them and speak. I said, I'm going to be 50 this year. 50 fucking years. Don't come to George as he's talking to a little boy. I'm not. And I can proudly tell you that what I have done, probably some of you have not accomplished it. Because I got many things behind me. Don't fuck around, George Umeh. I joined IPOB. I've given up everything I own in my life to this struggle. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is DSS dungeon. He never disappointed me. any of you are quite irrelevant. I don't have a permanent friend or permanent. Any day you go contrary to our code of conduct, the devil you don't know will visit you, because I'm the nightmare you will never wish to see. So I want to make it abundantly clear tonight that these two criminals you see on the picture here have been sacked by Mazi and Nnamdi. They have been looted at duty because they're compromised. There's no two ways about it. Anybody saying Kanu have to write about it because he's direct brother of Mazi and Nnamdi. And he is the, if Mazi is not there today, Kanu takes over. In Igbo tradition, when the first son is there, the second takes over. So Kanu is performing his duty as Mazi Nnamdi younger brother. His brother has been held incommunicado. And as an IPOB member, which I told you from onset that whatever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have highlighted, it should be your concern. Tell me one thing Kanu have said that is a lie. Even this one now that we're talking about, Jehovah have confirmed it. What Kanu have said that is a lie. Meme is in Nigeria, which is his younger brother. So Meme and Kanu communicate. And with respect, Meme should have pulled that, but he couldn't because he respects his elder brother. So it comes from Kanu, from Onyendu directly. It is not Kanu. This message comes from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. And the same way Jehovah come and Jehovah have gone. Don't forget that Obete was actually recommended by our former deputy leader, Uchemofo. And I know that all hell let loose then against Uchemofo, that is his friend, that he want to defraud IPOB. The same, everything that is why me, George Umeh, I'm not flabbergasted about what's happening because I've been there before. I lost my first Facebook account in 2016. I'm not playing. I don't make money through Facebook to, I'm not looking for fame. I don't want you to follow me. That is not what I'm here for. The message will reach to those that want that message to get to. We are not looking for followership. We are looking for the 100 men Onyendu said. This message is going to those 100 men and women that is pure. You have to search your heart and know what you want. It's not from jumping from frying pan to fire. You want to jump from frying pan to fire. He said, oh, there's Cabal, but you're now building Cabal inward. We will not allow that to happen. No. Any man or woman that want to build Cabal IPOB, you might go thunder will fire your generation, because people like us, when we come out, I will shred you. I don't hold back on it. I said, I will shred you. If you answer any name outside IPOB, thunder on heaven will strike your generation. I'm not playing here. Take it to bank. I don't have enemy. I don't have friend. I sworn an oath under my generation, not under your own generation. I know the oath, the consequences. I know what I've chosen to do. Do not bring your own, emotion and sentiment or emotion, your emotional bankruptcy. I don't deal with that kind of innuendo. It doesn't work for me. For clarity's sake. Now, I want to say something here before I close this program, because it's getting my kids have to go to school tomorrow. We saw the pig of the clique. The
Media International.
I want to say something before I play this audio or the clip, whatever you want to call it. In life, one thing is constant in life is truth. And that's one thing I always take from people. When you're talking to me, and in Igbo adage, he said, when you're talking, the person you're talking to listens, but you that are talking, you will speak and forget. But that person you spoke to, remember what you told them. That is one grave mistake some of us do. I started Okubo in 2017, 18, 19, when if you remember Russell, all these people, when he went to Yendu house and bowed down and all that, and he said that if you know where Mazi Nnamdi is, you're going to protect Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi have done what any Biafran dead or alive has done. I take it because he accepted. Go and listen to the message where Tony Nzurumike, the so-called deputy director of state, said when they went to visit Asare in Cotonou. These are people that sold us. Asare Dokubo came out to speak, not because he was talking out of the point. There's no charges that pending to Onyendu have to do with NSAS. Simple because they use the NSAS as a tribal issue to end SARS, and Tinubu was on the head affair of end SARS. So you want to ignite that. So Tinubu will hold that grudge against Onyendu. Well, let me tell something to him, that issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not local. Onyendu is an international. And to be fair to anybody, I, George Umeh, don't fear for Onyendu's life. I did not fear in 2015, not now. Now we have a substantial evidence. We are going to court of appeal 22 of this month. 22 of this month, I will be there live. 22nd of this month, we are going to court of appeal. Based on, best man have tweeted that this is the side of every United Kingdom citizen abroad. It's not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For some of you morons don't know. So this man coming to say this is just that he playing on the gallery on what they have told him to say. And because he didn't even say that Onyendu, did he talk about sit at home? No. He was talking about something no one have ever mentioned. He was going out of the box, talking about end SARS. End SARS has got nothing to do with Onyendu. But how did the end SARS? The end game was they turned it into tribal something that Onyendu, that they were fabricating that Igbos are causing mayhem in Lagos and blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, all the business in Lagos owned by Igbos. How many Yoruba people own business in Lagos? I literally brought up in Lagos. Can't tell me nada in Lagos. But that word he said shows you everything you need to know and who sent him. Now, that issue shows that Chike Doziem and China Sanwo and Gang of Criminal AGO4 are working with Asade Dokubo. I repeat, 2017, it is not AGO4 that removed that grant Onyendu the stingent bail. It was the pressure. Because Buhari thought he was going to have a cruise when he hold Onyendu. And I have to go back to somebody like Umeh. Umeh said, he make it easy, you have it, I can play it here. That they mounted pressure. He mentioned names. I started saying that the oil theft is going to stop. I said, is he going to control Tompolo? Tompolo is bigger than Asade Dokubo. And other commanders down there in and when they talk about people don't know that in Niger Delta there's no oil. It's a pot of export. Just like Anambra oil now. They made it that River Niger, it does not have river. So they know systematically oil is in nowhere. Eboma, they put pipe where they are now. That is where their exiting point is. Like Anambra oil now, they run pipe to the exiting point. I grew up in Anambra. I grew up in Idemili. We know that oil everywhere. Where you go, everywhere is swamp. We have oil untapped till generation to generation. It does not finish. Now you don't have nothing. But this idiot you see here, and like I said, Onyendu is a prophet. I have got nothing against Yorubas. Yorubas in UK here, when we were used to do evangelists, we were doing our evangelism in train station here. We've been attacked by Yorubas back in the days. Especially like when you go to somewhere like southeast of London, where you know a lot of them are there. We encounter such issues. But at that time, Onyendu unified us. So we don't want to bring that division again between us, our Yoruba comrades. So our advice, Tinubu or Jagaban, I know you're delusional, the demented old man, you know. So for clarity's sake, tread with caution. Because if Yorubas want to stage fight with Igbos or Biafrans, you are bound to kill yourselves. Mark my words somewhere. But I want you to listen to this man and see where he's coming from. Because AGO4 and Ezekome has been kicked out. That is why Asade Dokubona came talking about Nnamdi Kanu. He's not saying that Onyendu said what? He didn't talk about sit at home. Because you know, if he mentions sit at home, you know who announced the sit at home. If Asade Dokubo mentions sit at home, he knows who announced it. So now he's going to that Mazi Nnamdi has no, now they tell Onyendu has no control anymore. That Simon Ekpa wanted to hijack. The same old story. And now he's bringing NSAS that was unilaterally agreed by the youth of Nigerians, which they cowed them, all of them backed off. What does he got to do with Onyendu? There's no court of law. charge against our leader about what happened on NSAS. And as Onyendu is today, before you charge Onyendu to anything in zoo, first of all, you must establish how you get Onyendu back to zoo. That is where extraordinary nation is playing in. But I want you to listen and see where Chikedozium, Chinos and Woru, they're all working with this guy. Listen to him.
And Nnamdi Kanu was walking free. What did he do? He poured petrol. He was walking free. He poured petrol on the flames for NSAS. Now, he has been caught. What of the people who have died? This is a criminal. He should face the law. What of the people who have died by
Imagine in a pipeline guide and a militant that we are pardon, state pardon is calling him Onyendu a freedom fighter, a criminal. Tells you all you need to know. How can this bloated tomb call Onyendu a criminal? Why the man is seeking to guide a pipeline? That's one thing I make clear tonight. The oil that we are coming from to Niger Delta does not belong to Niger Delta. I don't call Niger Delta our Izom people on the coastal region of Biafra. I don't use the word Niger Delta because Niger Delta means we are the river on an ocean banked up. That's where Delta comes from. So I'm talking about the coastal region of Biafra land. The oil that we're exporting from there is not from them. It's coming from our land. Ohajebema now, Anambra is the highest deposit oil in the whole Nigeria because I brought up there. I can tell you categorically, I know what is there. You woke up in the morning, you see oil sobbing up. Then that oil was running back to Niger Delta. When it stopped, they now have to come back from the source. They have been mining for years, but it stopped. Now they have to trace it to the source. The source is from us. Because the river is flowing it down to them. So now they have been taking it, but now they have to come to the source. That's why you see what is happening in Anambra today is happening in Anambra. But how can somebody as a militant calling a freedom fighting that still standing? A man that has opened his mouth and said, Mazi Nanikan has done what no Biafran dead or alive has done. He said it with his own mouth. After Dokubo, not me. He said it with his own mouth. To tell you all you need to know. And our leader is still standing. Onyendu is still there. Regardless of all this show. That's what I'm saying. Bro, I'm not here because of anybody. My eyes is on the ball. The only person I'm looking up to is Mazi Nandekano. Nobody else. If you fuck up, Amadioha will strike your generation. Take it to bank. That's how I said. Let's finish with this audio.
As I'm talking, Nnamdi Kanu does not have any control over what is happening in the southeast. Simeon Ekpa had come out pretending that he's with Nnamdi.
How did he know that he didn't have control of anything happening? If he's not the enemy within telling him. Onyendu have the control. But that's what they want to let people know. Even the junkie in South Africa said it. That they are the people that push people out. So he's telling Tinubu, but Tinubu, or whatever your name is, we are watching Yorubas, you know. Don't get me wrong. You know, all your hypocrisy or your psychophancy or your chameleon in lifestyle, we know all these things. I brought up in Lagos, so I can tell you categorically. But you people cannot emerge with us when the time is right. Take it to bank. Onyendu has not been charged with anything to do with NSAS. When this matter prompt up, nobody can bring any evidence. So if that's where you guys want to go, because they have told you, they know they have gone nothing against Onyendu. But even before you establish that, how did Onyendu get back to Nigeria? That is where we're waiting for you guys, so it's quite irrelevant. But this bloated tomb that is here is no other. It is, you can see the press release from Chikedozium. It's your first statement. And this man now is the only man they will use to try to. They go to Tinubu to threaten us. But we cannot, you know, if Buhari could not subdue us in 8 years, who the heck is Tinubu? Who is Tinubu to subdue Mazi Nandekano? It's not going to happen. We are here, and we're going nowhere.
He has actually plotted a coup against Nnamdi Kanu to take over the leadership of IPOB. That is the truth of the matter. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu is rewarding criminality and rewarding gruesome murder of innocent people. He should face the law for the actions and the instigation he has carried out.
So actually, he wants to ask a question.
For Power Media International.
And anyway, there's no more reason why allowing this to play. And to be fair, tonight, I think I'm going to shut this broadcast up here. I will definitely come back. And the sense I want to show quickly here before I leave. You know, our Elodite special counsel, Ejimako, often tweet about Onyendu's. Last week, he came up with Onyendu's inspired tweet. I'm not blowing Ejimako's horn because Ejimako is under the employment of IPOB worldwide. And is a special counsel to Onyendu. And I have a couple tweets here to show you. And these things are things that need to make you understand who is actually there to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All these words here is inspired by Onyendu himself. So, and one thing I must have to tell our special counsel tonight is this. It does not matter what the enemy, the arrows they are throwing at you, you must remain infringing on your part and deliver to the oath you have taken as a lawyer to do what is needful. But I know so many of us have read this, but the reason why I'm bringing it up here, and I have his film, his works piled up. I'm not going to play them tonight. I'm going to have a subsequent program during the week. So I'm going to have my time to be able to deal with these issues. And regardless of the slave child, his last broadcast and all that, I have to go into in-depth of it. But tonight won't give me the chance because I've gone into up to almost 30 minutes on this program. So I will definitely shorten all this program down tonight with our leader's special prayer. And one thing I will say here is that Mazi and our special counsel, you need to be more, stand on your ground because you are a professional and you've been employed to do a work. It's only Mazi Nnamdi can decide who sees him and who is his attorney. Ejiofor was the event that brought him, and the event has taken Ejiofor away. Ejiofor is quite irrelevant. And there's no comparisons between you and Ejiofor. To be fair, I don't want to demean Ejiofor, but I reiterate, there is no comparisons between Ejiofor and Ejimako. And in law practitioner, including so-called Sam Zekoma, you could see when you get paid, you deliver that job without sentiment. And I have to thank you tonight because you have done immensely. I've got your works that I have to play in my next program, but time will not permit me to do that anymore. And I have to thank you, fellow comrades and wonderful people of Biafra, for listening to me. Tonight's exposition is based on the illnesses of Ejiofor, pardon me, and the so-called Zekome, the Sam. These are a bunch of empty vessels. They have got nothing to offer. They have collected money, and they want to mortgage Onyendu's life for their own selfish interest. And we are saying that we're not going to allow that to happen. I have a video that I'm going to left you guys with. I thank everyone who want to listen to me. And may IKECHUKWU continue to guide and protect our leader and the family for Onyendu, especially the second after Onyendu, which is Kanu Takano. Kanu Takano, you have to continue doing what you're doing. When people are saying that it's IPOB that employ Ejiofor, I want them to tell me that you're claiming that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you have not got to see Onyendu. It's only what they told you. You are not being there. Kanu Takano speaking to his own younger brother. Blood is thicker than water. As long as we must claim that we're IPOB, before Mazi Nnamdi become an IPOB, he has a family. And that family comes first. Anybody that want to play a game with that, then bring your children and your wife and your entire family to social media. Let's see them. If you haven't done that, all of you, to hell with all of you. I want to thank all of you to listen to my voice tonight. And I'm going to leave you with Onyendu's special prayer. And may GateKeepers continue to bless all of us, guide our leader, protect his family, and this wonderful family of IPOB. I'm talking about the resilient ones. And remember the oath you took. Our oath is generational curse. I'm not going to go into it tonight because I don't want to waste too much time. Thank you for listening to me. And may GateKeepers bless every single one of you. GateKeepers' name is
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye duru ndị ya n'ụzọ ije si ebe niile dị iche iche, ma ala Biafra anyị na-enye gị otuto, anyị na-enye gị nsọpụrụ, anyị na-enye gị eja mma n'ihi na ihe gbasara IPOB zuru ụwa niile oke. Onwe ebe ọbụla ị gara gị ahụ IPOB nwụ ụmụnne n'ime nzọpụta na nwere onwe Biafra. Anyị ji ofu obi were ịhụnanya were mmekọta nwanne na nwanne wee na-aga ije. Anyị na-asị na ọ bụghị mmadụ dị ndụ mana ọ bụ Chukwu ga-abịa. Anyị na-asị na Biafra ga-agapụta nke anyị. Ise ọgbọ bụ ndụ mere ndụ azụ. Nwa mmadụ emekwere nwa mmadụ ha anyị na-ekwu ntụ ahụ. Ọ ga-adịrị Biafra na mma. Ise ihe Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe onye obi ya nọ n'onwe ya kere anyanwụ ka anyị na-edewa n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. So nwere onwe Biafra.
Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo, those that tried to take over power when I was in prison, because I valued them, thought they were doing what we all swore to do. As soon as I went into prison, they started to connive to take over power. Where are they today? Because I cursed them.
So what is this? What you like is in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that? I'm killing my people. I am killing IPOB. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell you to name in secret. The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell me, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. I need them to understand this. We've crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. There is nothing anybody can do.
Good evening, fellow comrade, lovers of freedom, and people of goodwill. My name's Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom as one of the principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. Today is the 9th day of June 2023, year of our Lord, and it's 10 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. We are once again congregated here as a hallowed platform that stands in the gap of Radio Biafra. Biafra Alpha Power Media stand on that gap because as the Cabal have hijacked our mouthpiece, then it's imperative for us to let things to bear whenever we have that time. Today is a bit of an emergency. A lot is happening, and we must let Biafrans know. Because whatever that happens within IPOB shall be discussed. We shall throw light to it. But this evening, without no wasting of our times, my monologue will always stand on the part of those that is pure IPOB members. I will always remind you about our vow we have made in this journey. Let it be told to every single one of us, specifically talking to the IPOB oath members. I'm not talking to Biafrans that are sympathizers from distance. I'm talking about those that have taken off their shoes and sworn an oath under IPOB. I will always remind you this because this was inspirational. I slept and this voice rang in my ears that I must reiterate this anytime I come on air. Some of you don't know the enormity behind the oath you have taken, but I will give you a little bit of insight. As we all today, so many of us are running from one pastor from a mom's house, trying to break the generational curse. Now, you guys now have inherited another one that another generation, another 200 years will not fight it out. I'm making it abundantly clear there is no excuses. As you as an IPOB member, I know so many of us take that oath without even knowing. You know, some people get in the middle section of that oath, they opt out. But as long as you have taken that oath and took that vow, as our leader is today, languishing in the SS dungeon, the two parents have died, and so many of us have died under this particular family IPOB, under this solemn oath, that we shall restore Biafra, that we shall not let those that have died, even those that will die, we woke them up on 14th of, they have taught us. We don't blackmail people. We don't lie against anybody. Anything we told you is a gospel truth. So my advice to every single IPOB member specifically, I'm sending this message. Anytime I come up here, I will remind you, if you, as a oath member, acting ignorant in the name of I'm tired or I'm confused, woe betide your generation. I repeat, woe betide your generation. I will stop it here. Tonight is going to be specifically for a man that have soiled his hand by Stefania Ejiofor. I'm going to address a couple of things about him some of us did not know and what has transpired from the day Onyendu was brought back to the zoo till date. And now what is transpired, and you see what I put here. Ejiofor does not know. Anybody should call Ejiofor and ask him or tag him after this message, Ejiofor, to come out openly and tell Biafrans when was the last time he actually went and visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon by himself. I'm not talking about him sending one of his mistress to go there. And the most dangerous thing, Ejiofor have committed treason against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB at large by feeding Biafrans with a false information, by interpreting what Onyendu never uttered out with his mouth. This thing started from 2021, the day Onyendu was renditioned, brought to the zoo, was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back to the zoo. A file in Ejiofor treasuries towards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is something that is deep, that some of you will not understand. But I will tell you one thing tonight. I will take it one after another. When Onyendu was renditioned and appeared on that court on that 29th of June 2021, after a few weeks, they granted, given Onyendu the opportunity to see his lawyer. Ejiofor never stepped foot in DSS dungeon. From August to December, Ejiofor never visited Onyendu. If Ejiofor can come out and show Biafrans the evidence of visit to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from August 2021 to December, 4 months and counting, Ejiofor never paid Onyendu visit. Ejiofor was sending his mistress, one of his mistress, to meet Onyendu. And other lawyers are accompanying before Ejimaka come on board. And this is one of the things, that is where all things start falling apart. That is where Ejiofor started all this evil in the name of his speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then that was the first time Ejiofor falsified the memo that he sent to the guidance principal, you call him memo, to Riteze. You see, That was the guiding principle that led for them to shut down the account. That the money was in that account was 747,000 US dollars. Onyendu make mention of this particular fund on second to the last of his broadcast, I think on the 3rd, that some people are holding our money in America because Onyendu instructed. And I remember Charles Rabbi on a confident told me that this money, Onyendu instructed Madam Oyibo to move this money. Madam Oyibo said yes, but because they all knew that Onyendu was, because Madam Oyibo, all of them, they were in the know that Onyendu was in Kenya. What was happening to Onyendu? They were calling Onyendu on phone. The day Onyendu was rendition, every single one of them was, they were talking to Onyendu because Onyendu supposed to held meeting with them, including the so-called dogs. They're claiming that they didn't know Onyendu was in Kenya. They're all liars. They know. All of them was in it. So now, the guiding principle which you have made available to you guys, Ejiofor sat down in his bedroom and drafted that and sent it to Rita Zaisi in the name of new guiding principle where omitted Onyendu's name, that Onyendu's daughter does not require anymore. Once Madam Oyibo uttered a word, no one should ever say anything. Then that was where that woman have that particular memo to go to America, enacted it, and open Umeh account after they closed 747,000 US dollars. Now, for the record, you know, and for this sake, this penetrated IPOB finance. This is the deeds of Ejiofor. Now, you know, when they talk about the prescription of IPOB, Hachina Samuel talking about the Gators of October, they're referring to the October. That was the same day Onyendu case was selected in, you know, in court for obvious reason, because they brought Onyendu's case into it, right? Now, on that, what about the case of 13th of October? We won that case in appeal court. Barrister Ezekiel and Ejiofor went in, and who knows what they arranged in court. The next thing we hear is the adjournment is in September. Who knows what they discussed? You're not aware of what they discussed. Now, some of you don't know that our leader is not being held for any criminal charges. It's just for civil charges. But guess what? The same Ejiofor pleaded to our leader to plead guilty on treasonable felony. I'm going to show you what treasonable felony stands for. He, as Onyendu's attorney, you know, encourage Onyendu to, you know, to him to plead guilty to treasonable felony because Ejiofor is facing criminal charges in the zoo because he defrauded individual. Ejiofor was just an ordinary property lawyer in Abuja before he gets in contact with Onyendu. Now, the problem we should be asking here, Ejiofor have not visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so how does he know about his welfare? How do they know? Including the Chike Doziem and their so-called the one is hiding in Ghana now with his girlfriend, Cindy Chisom Peters. These are the people that are coming to circumvent what they know in their lifetime. They wouldn't do anything. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this thing to you and giving you line by line what the, you know, Ejiofor's treachery towards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because it's enormous. Ejiofor was employed to work for IPOB. He's not a member of IPOB. He's not an IPOB member. But he have won so many cases in zoo prior to what transpired in his home, in his family house, or in Orifit and whatnot. But the question we are asking today is this. I'm going to play a couple audios here tonight just to buttress on what I'm saying here. Like you always say, when we come on this platform, everything we do, we give you evidence to it. What I have told you now, I'm going to show you a guiding principle that was drafted by Ifeanyi Ejiofor and passed on to Rita Zaisi. This is where all this problem started. This is where all this problem started. Now, on this particular guiding principle, on the E, he said every fundraising activities, it has to center in finance because they know that's the heart of IPOB. And Ejiofor only case Ejiofor have won for IPOB is getting money to get our people out because we are paying money. Onyendu have said it over time. And he's the mediator. So he's not, if the zoo charge us 1 million, he will tell you 2 million. So he's been cutting and joining all this. Why? This is how their livelihood. This is how they've been surviving. Not that they have won any physical case, because Ejiofor could not establish that Onyendu house was invaded in 14 September 2017. Now, this particular garbage you see here was Ejiofor. This is one of the mechanisms of Ejiofor. This is how Ejiofor destroyed the leadership, went into IPOB, and now the command and control they are shouting for. This is where they null and void here in this particular guiding principle. And that is what Chike Doziem, the vegetable, and his gang of criminals are operating till tomorrow morning. Now, what it says here on F is Rita Oeze is a deemed and authorized representative and has the authority to manage all financial operations, sign, execute documents and contracts in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also, all documents draft and final must be sent to, forget about the BWGG, which is via formal, the so-called lobby group. Now, this is where all this whole thing started, and this is why it's dangerous. But a lot of people don't know. I have to remind you guys the genesis of what is happening today. And as is now, the same thing is repeating himself now concerning Onyendu's health. The question you should be asking Ejiofor is, Ejiofor, when was the last time he went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is faring? How is health? Remember, I made a broadcast on Wednesday. And I told you, anytime China Sanwo-Olu come out and say something, that thing he's saying is opposite. They were shouting that DSS should not, Onyendu should not go under knife under DSS. Now, Onyendu, private practitioner have come sanctified to access Onyendu. Guess what? Like I said it on Wednesday, it was them that stopped it because they are the one that told the SS to stop those people that they wasn't aware of them. How would you know what is happening if you are not part of what is going on? None of you visit our leader. When was the last time Ezekiel, the one he brought, the so-called Sam, went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because you guys are gallivanting around. Anybody that got in contact with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is for that. It's just for them to collect money from Abuja and whatnot. Now, when China Sanwo-Olu wrote what he wrote on Tuesday, I did know that whatever China Sanwo-Olu has written was written by Ejiofor, because Ejiofor cannot write anything any longer. He does not write anything on his Facebook wall. Now he's one of those people who probably is getting paid by Facebook, you know. But first of all, I have to acknowledge our eminent, special counsel, which is Barrister Ejimako, and his tenacity and, consistency is the key. If you go through his tweet, as a man that has been employed to work for IPOB, he could see when a man is genuine and doing what he's been contracted to do. This is one of his, this is a numerous tweets that he tweeted. Most importantly, there's a video I'm going to play after this, because it's very, very important. Even the zoo now, the zoo media carried it, recognizing that Onyendu sent a very clear message to the so-called new administration, Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, based on that Biafra is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So at the end of the day, we're going to be assessing Ejiofor and Ejimako, who is actually working for IPOB and who is against IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it's not far-fetching. Ejiofor is very, very obvious. I have never spoke to Ejimako in my whole life. I don't need to. He worked for IPOB. All of us are under IPOB. So we have eyes we can see. We can read through the lines. And we've been in this position before. The same thing Obeta did, but Obeta did not have that much time. He was cut short. So just to let everybody know that Biafra still remain non-negotiable, because I don't know what you guys are fighting for. Are you guys still with Onyendu? IPOB hardcores, those that say they are tired. So if Onyendu still believe and standing on the ground that is IPOB, Biafra restoration is non-negotiable, and you're telling me you're confused. This is one of my monologue. I just made it abundantly clear to people to be wary of the oath you have taken. Do not mortgage your unborn children out of selfishness. Do not mortgage your unborn children out of selfishness. And as well, Meme actually said, I think on yesterday or 2 days ago, and that was a good news actually. Like I said before, Mazi and Kanu will not die in DSS dungeon, you know. And when I saw this write-off from Meme, because those that were shouting that anybody that went to Onyendu, they're going to send their media rat behind them, and if they couldn't get them, they will send their killer squad in Biafra land after them. But you guys are gold for doing noble, because Onyendu, we shall never abandon our leader. I'm going to read a little bit of this that Meme wrote. It says, I just finished seeing Mazi and Kanu at DSS Illegal Detention Center, Abuja. I informed him of what played out on Tuesday over his personal physician and ear specialist. Some people say that they wanted to, certain people, you are far, you are not there. These people can't even see their face. They are saying what they told them. But this is from the horse's mouth. Now, he went to now give Onyendu's update. Where is Ejiofor on this picture? Is my question to you people, to know how devilish and wicked this man is. How evil. Now, of which fronted at, he has insisted he must see his doctor as quick as possible. On other developments, the British High Commission Richard Montgomery met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, met with MK yesterday in DSS. MK directly accused the British government and of Nigerian grand conspiracy to keep him in detention. We all know that yesterday in DSS dungeon, directly accused the British government and that of Nigerian grand conspiracy to keep him in DSS illegally. He made it clear to the British authority he was on a British passport in Kenya when he was renditioned, and if there is any crime committed, he should have been tried in Kenya, where he was taken back to Britain or British passport. As a British passport holder, MKA now decides who visit him for clarity reasons. Now, did you hear it? MK decided who sees him on clarity's sake. Onyendu decided who sees him. My question tonight is this. Ejiofor, when was the last time you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon? Is this MK now decide who visit him for clarity reasons? Onyendu is a spirit, so he knows. Okay, and like I said, this is right up Chidan Sanwo-Olu right up. You know, this the sentimental gospel they always come with. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and this particular write up here, he say has become compelling, that is important to subject Cabal prejudice and all that, blah blah blah. All these things is what he wrote before about Onyendu, Ejiofor, and now this particular memo here is what I think after the broadcast I made on Wednesday. I don't know what's going on with them. Ejiofor cannot write anymore. But for your information, as you can see, Meme said it in his write-up that MK decided who visit him for clarity's sake. Now, this particular memo is not coming from the vegetable himself. We know who read this memo. This memo is Ejiofor. Just like Riteze said, at the end of this program, I'm going to put her voice again. Chikedozie was meant to put that particular guidance principle in our code, our letter heading. Then, but he couldn't do it because he didn't know where things were. Then Onyendu was just newly renditioned. So he couldn't have dared then because they don't know what's going to happen. But as soon as now they're becoming clearer to them, just like the same script that happened 2015, they felt that Onyendu will not come out. Now he become emboldened. Now, the same thing has happened here. Because Ejiofor cannot write anything on his wall, even in Facebook. He doesn't tweet. He become dormant. But when you look at this thing was written yesterday, just look at this. I'm gonna read a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm said because I put it Ejiofor, Barrister Ejiofor press statement for avoidance of doubt. This memo is non and void, but I'm reading it for you to extract something and think about if these people actually want Mazi Nnamdi candidate. I said it for months. You know, when I pick on things, just like when I picked on China Sanworu, some people we are still slumber. They still sleeping, don't understand the reality of things. We don't mice words. We say it the way it is, and no apology because I'm not blackmailing. I'm saying the fact. This is a pure truth here. This is not Chike. He doesn't have balls now. But read through, he said on the 8th of June 2023, the Directorate of State of Indigenous People of Biafra has deemed it extremely imperative to, this English all the time, to make it a public statement and clarification regarding the issues of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra's health, and plan for him to undergo surgery while still in the custody of DSS dungeon. I mean, question is this, is that what plan have these people have for Onyendu? What plan have they have for our leader? They don't see Onyendu, so how do they know? Meme just said it, that Onyendu decides who sees him. He already doesn't want to see him. So, what are you going to do? Any of these idiots that question Onyendu, what they should do is they buy ticket ASAP. China Sanworu is hiding in Ghana with Chinsondrim Cindy. Go down to the zoo and go to the DSS dungeon and go and meet Mazi, like Soludo did. None of them, they couldn't do it. Now, firstly, and for clarity's sake, the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the matter instituted against him by the Nigerian government, which matter is now before the Nigerian Supreme Court, is Barrister Mike Ezekweme. We know Mike Ezekweme was a common flag. Ejiofor was facing criminal trial, and he cannot stand to see Ejimako take charge as the lead counsel. It's not something to compare. Don't get me wrong. Ejimako is an international counsel, and you can't take it away from him. And you can see the difference between the both men. Their professionalism is, you can't put it in scale to weigh them. But he brought Ezekweme. Ezekweme is in same. I don't care if it's Sam or Malame is the what is it called? The Attorney General. Alamajiri. So talk less of do I care about his qualification? But we're talking about integrity. Because he brought him just to cover everybody. He brought Sam. We don't need it. Assist by Barrister. Now he assists them, but he brought him. Barrister Ejiofor and others. Any matter therefore concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why still being detained at the facility of DSS, whether such issue pertain to his health or otherwise, must be brought to the knowledge and attention of the lead counsel to show you that this is Ejiofor. Ejiofor, you are the lead counsel. When was the last time you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 101? Does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to see you? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't need you. Onyendu does not. Onyendu, you're working for us. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can decide to sack you tonight. You're nobody. It is not Nnamdi Kanu does not owe you anything. He can decide to have another lawyer for another attorney different from you, representing him. It's not you don't have the audacity to question when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide to make moves on his own. This is the what we people should take. Look at this particular memo here. I have told you. They told the DSS. Now they are arguing that DSS should not undergo through treatment in DSS. Now his personal physician that now arranged, requested for, they blocked it as well. It is very clear to Biafrans. Because we'll be saying this, we've been clear, people think we are joking here. This is Ifeanyi Ejiofor dealings. The Directorate of State of Indigenous People of Biafra can no longer tolerate anyone or people who are either driven by, personaria or consideration of other motivation or endanger the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Who is doing that? This is you. This is actually you. Because I mean, Mazi Nnamdi younger brother always go to see his elder brother because his brother is not your brother. You are just an employer who employ you to work for us. And if you're not doing the job, to hell with you, mate. You get me? Because this is becoming disgusting now, mate. You know what I mean? I can't stand this garbage here. But the reason why I'm reading this to Biafrans to see that this guy has gone haywire. They cannot control themselves anymore. They're disconnected from the reality. You know what I mean? So now, it's now impunity. They are the one now blocking the personal physician to Onyendu. People say they want to give him anesthesia, he's going to sleep. Standard in every operation, they dead in the area they're supposed to do the operation. You're not going to sleep, you idiots. I will get to that. So now, this is the write-up. But I just want you guys now, start mentioning names. Yeah? Okay, it comes down to, says, Mazi Nnamdi kind of gets involved in any surgery must be conducted on him because they are not doctors but lawyers. Who says so? Barrister Ejimako, Emmanuel Kanu, and others working in cohorts with them must retrace their steps and desist from visiting the DSS office with people they call doctors without the knowledge of Barrister Zekome. Barrister Zekome, they don't need clarification. They don't need clarification from Zekome to go and visit Onyendu for crying out loud. Zekome employed him. I don't understand where this is coming. Mazi Nnamdi can decide who sees him. Onyendu can decide tomorrow to sack all of you together. You don't have the power to say that. This is bunkum. It's just the time he wrote some garbage. He's suing someone that live in Finland while you're living in the zoo. Right? It's very pathetic on this kind of, writing this with IPOB letterhead. That's why I took it away. This is a Geofor speaking here. He brought a second to intimidate people. It can be that the general of the zoo, we don't care. It's working for us. He's getting paid. So he doesn't decide who goes see Mazi Nnamdi. It's Mazi Nnamdi decide who sees him. And Umeh have said it. So I want to make it abundant. Biafrans just know that whatever happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ifeanyi Ejiofor should be held responsible. And his cohorts. This garbage here have proven to us that now they block the private practitioner, the private doctors are supposed to see Onyendu, to examine Onyendu. They blocked it. Because they tell DSS that they shouldn't allow the doctors to see our leader. Which Umeh have now. I just read it in this particular same, my document that I just brought up here. So now, it goes on to say that the lead counsel, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, how come those that were never present when the understanding was reached to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's personal doctor involved in deciding the issue of his surgery? This is petty to me. I mean, this is petty. Ejiofor, you are just ordinary lawyer that been getting paid from IPOB. Nobody owes you any explanation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the family can decide to do otherwise. You have got no power because you don't know better. And you are not seeing Onyendu. My question, let Ejiofor come and give us the record of him visiting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in person. For the last 3 weeks. Let me just put it just closely. For the last 3 weeks. So they should wait for you. You're in your bedroom or in your office. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, to make decision on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issues in health affairs. Well, like everybody have seen it, it is not really. I will continue to finish it up because we need to know what their plans are. So those that were not involved now deciding, they are not deciding. It is what Onyendu said, and now. And his personal physician without informing the Sam. Who this Sam is, don't intimidate thought with Sam. Ezekome is still working for IPOB, working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow morning. Employee cannot be bigger than employer. It's like Ezekome become the Sam, become the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and he become Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, is working for Onyendu and IPOB at large. We don't care about his qualification. He just getting paid. So this is the reason why I brought Ezekome to intimidate people. Ezekome need to retrace his steps because we don't understand what he's doing. He shouldn't play this double standard with a Ejiofor. He better himself walk away if he have a dignity now. I'm saying it loud and clear here tonight. We don't care if he's the SCJ of the Zoological Republic. It's not our problem. Yeah? They know how the system operates, and that's why they start for IPOB finance. Lastly, he said the Director of State of Indigenous Biafra wish to therefore to inform IPOB family worldwide and Biafrans in general that if there's any individual to wait by stage McCoy, Emmanuel, and those working with them, their names are known to us. Continue on this path they have chosen. They and the Nigerian government anywhere is bunkum. Everybody have seen this memo. Just to know that, you know, the last paragraph is exactly the position they are into now. Because if Emmanuel could come out and tell us what happened, Ejimako is saying the same thing. He's saying contrary. Who is saying the truth? We are not kids here. And this one is actually, this is a publication from Vanguard. Kanu unjustly held for staying of execution. Family cries out. So it's a long article, which I will encourage everybody, if you have time, to go and read it. Now, I'm going to take this off here. Another thing, again, I want to point out tonight is this particular memo. This is all Ejiofor's meltdown and his complicity and duplicity that I have caused in IPOB. This one here was the memo that come from Nnamdi Ejiofor, an associate, which is one of the barristers that represent our leader. And Onyendu, this is an official document with his letter heading. Ejiofor was copied here on the 13th. Look at, yeah, this is 12th article. The 13th said copies of these memos is to be sent to Chike Doziem Ifeanyi Ejiofor, ESK. Keep one for MMK. Has Ejiofor commented about this memo till tomorrow morning? The answer is no. Tells you all you need to know about Ejiofor. Ejiofor is the biggest enemy that we know now as it stands. There's something I want to put up here as well before maybe I'm going to play some voices now. You know, because at the end of the day, it's very, very important that everything we do, we put up paper. Now, like I said, treasonable felony, probably Ejiofor didn't know what treasonable felony means, but at the end of the day, I brought it here because he's asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually plead guilty on treasonable felony. He only committed no crime. Treasonable felony definitions and meanings mean an act that shows an intention of committing treason accompanied by any further act to carry out that intention. You know, so at the end of the day, and why treason is a punishable by death, and is a treasonable felony. Onyendu committed no crime which known to any man. Onyendu was abused. Onyendu, what happened to our leader is a crime on his own. And the man we're talking about, this guy, this China, this is this man here, Ejiofor. Ejiofor, I don't know the devil that have taken over you, but whatever that is going through your head, when I see you start bleaching and all that kind of stuff, I don't want to go into personal people's life, but at the end of the day, the evil that you have committed is haunting you. That's one thing I know. The evil that you have committed is haunting you. And you and your generation will not come out of this. Mark my words somewhere. And this is not a joke. This is reality. Because you guys, what you guys are doing, I don't know what you want to achieve. You were employed to work for IPOB. Now you become the enemy within. He came to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. But your generation will be sorry. You know. And I want again to you know, because our international council, which is Barrister Ejimako, will always say it the way it is. I think this tweet was today's tweet, and he said, regarding the blackmail directed at the sincere effort to get proper medical care for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the word is independent, as an independent doctor or hospital personally choosing by Hatch Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not a doctor or hospital choosing by DSS or someone else. Case closed. This is very, very concise. Now, this is why you should be careful of what you absorb. Ejiofor have committed treason against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB at large. because misinformation is a crime. You're sitting in your comfort zone, sending your mistress to go to DSS dungeon, which you don't see that individual, when you don't discuss with them. When they come out, whatever they hear, maybe the breeze carry word past their ear, they will come and tell you. Then you jumped up to go and write. This is very clear here. I think it is in Premier Times as well. He's copied it there, Premier Times. Ejimako has come out to say that regarding the blackmail directed at the sincere effort to get proper medical care for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the word is independent. Independent, as in independent doctors or hospital, personally chosen by MMK, not doctor or hospital chosen by DSS or someone else. Case closed. This is very clear. I hope everybody have taken this home. Because when China Sanwo-Olu started shouting that DSS, Onyenu should not go into under knife on DSS, all this was distraction. First of all, they will film it to distract people. But it's settled here. Now, because whatever our international, our special counsel says is the way Onyenu have said it. I don't have any doubt in that, because I can see from the way the message come. It is undiluted, and everybody will have had it. This is not DSS choosing doctor or hospital. It is Onyenu's independent choosing, but Ejiofor and the gang of criminals in the US blocked it. I want Biafrans to know that when they started shouting, the day China Sanwo-Olu wrote that, Ejiofor wrote it and give them, and now I have given Chikedozie memo to come and give you. You think it's them? No, it's Ejiofor. But you see, let Ejiofor tweet in his Twitter handle or write to encounter. I think you know that Ejiofor have written disclaimer against Ejimako before. When this thing happened last year, I knew that something was fishy. He cannot come in. Even the last court they went, you could see when Ejimako was leaving, he was stumbling to speak to Ejimako because Ejimako was going to see Onyendu. I have the video, I can play it. After the court, him and Excellency was there. They were gallivanting around doing nothing. If these people were sincere, after that, all of them should together from there to the DSS dungeon, but they won't go there because they have a different agenda. A granting interview, making himself popular, and they'll be calling them from back, giving them money. We all know all these things. I'll move on. So now I just want to play a video where the Zoo media were actually, I like this way they analyze about Onyendu's making it abundantly clear that Biafra is non-negotiable, and it is obvious that we need to let people see when they say something that is good, and we'll recognize it as well. I just want you to listen to this.
Because he just sent, Nnamdi just sent a message to Tinubu. This is clear. This is a message directly to the president of Nigeria. Okay. Whatever is going on, the determination for the state of Biafra, the nation of Biafra, is non-negotiable. He has made a very one statement, but fully packed. Yeah. Now, what is this government? Tinubu did say he's going to negotiate. I think that's one of the things he said during the campaign and all of that. Now, some people might say it's too early.
I think that was when he came to Ebonyi, when he made it, or Imo, one of them.
I can't really remember now.
Yeah.
Issues around security are very key whether our economy is going to survive. Just like Peter Mbas said, you cannot be inviting people to come in to invest in your state, and then your state is being made to remain in a state of doldrum economically, especially with the Monday sit at home, which he started to fight head on. And for me, that is what I call proactive leadership. Don't just do the talking, you should be seen doing the work. And now, one would expect that by now, again, the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would have come out to give us at least a basic idea where he's going on some of these issues. Well, Nnamdi Kanu have thrown the first die, which is whatever you want to negotiate, whatever you think you want to talk to us about, this nation of Biafra is non-negotiable. This shouldn't have been if steps had been taken by the previous governments to begin to discuss with Nnamdi Kanu prior to this time. This statement will not, because whether you like it or not, that is making this statement coming directly from Nnamdi Kanu through his lawyer, basically told his followers, it's game on. No retreat, no surrender. That's basically what he just did. And now what that goes to show is, if the conflict entrepreneurs aspect of IPOB agitation, if they were going to wonder which way forward, he has just fueled them again. The Simon Ekpa angle of it. If you're looking at his people who have been kind of calm and all of that, he has just sent them a clear message, even in public, to say, the deal we had for the nation of Biafra is still on. So the question is, are we going to see the president body language was looking for?
The reason why I allow this to play, you hear the lady said that he mentioned name and not saying that his people are quiet. You know, anybody that told you that these people does not listen to whatever IPOB do, the world listen to Radio Biafra. Onyendu brags about it. Universities call Radio Biafra. They listen to learn. I'm not talking about Radio Biafra up to today. But I can hear the lady said, because these are people in the media, they're confused. But as point I'm picking up, it's not about mentioning Simon Ekpa's name to me. It's really not, it's quite irrelevant. But the point is, he said his people, he used the word, his people are quiet. Does that make any sense? Does it make, what does it tell you? What signal does that send? People know. And these people, China Sanworu, including Chike Doziem, just like when Saludo came, he said that IPOB is now working with us. He said that IPOB have emphatically come out and said that they are not part of the criminals in the state. These people, and this man wanted Onyendu out now, today and tomorrow. But when he realized that this is the real enemy, the man now distanced himself, and Anambra distanced himself. That's why he's teaching us and what is going away, because money, arguably, whether you want to believe it or not, Anambra have businessmen, and there's money in Anambra. Not because I'm from Anambra, but it's something he cannot argue. It's natural stuff. It's there. So, but he now is section Anambra, but they can hear. This is Zoom media. It is not me. And I have a reason why I allow it. That is, people are quiet. Onyendu 2017. It is not because Ejiofor win any case for IPOB. Onyendu was granted bail based that Onyendu did nothing. And the pressure they were going through. There was pressure. I mean, there was pressure on the zoo government. And they have to succumb. That is why our leader was granted a stringent bail. And at the end, 14 September, they invaded the house to kill him. 28 men fall, including Jack, and still counting. That took the two parents till tomorrow morning. So I know why I played that audio. For clarity's sake, that their people are quiet. Take it home. Shows you that those that Mazi Nnamdi kept on him affair have compromised. It's very simple. Who jumped on bandwagon now become opportunist? I'm not judging anybody. Whatever you can do to restore Biafra, entirely do it. Monday sit at home was enacted by Chike Doziem and China Sanworu. So all the deaths, all the mayhem that have happened on Monday, who liable to Chike Doziem is in audio. He said, I will take the full responsibility. So whoever is acting, perpetrating crime under the guise of Monday sit at home, is all these things is on Chike Doziem's head. He can't get away with it. I don't care who is doing what. It's not my problem. Because you see, in any case, one thing happened. You have to find out, lay foundation of what caused that problem. If there's an accident, you find out that accident could not happen again to prevent it. Now, question is this: who declared Monday ghost town in Biafra land? Where was it declared? Radio Biafra. Who announced it? China Sanworu. Who asked him to do with Chike Doziem? And Chike Doziem have come out and tell that he will accept the responsibility because he was publicly questioned Mazi Nnamdi. What was the reason why to call off the sit at home? That ends it. But the lady said that his people are quiet. That is one thing I want you to take. Nothing else. Now, I want to play a couple voices here tonight because we want to buttress whatever I've said here. I'm not gonna be here for another 15 minutes. This is Umeh Slavu's voice. I want you to listen to him. when he was threatening people and all that. And I will say something as well,
International.
All of you used to see it. They come on social media. They will sack Chikedozium. When they do we sack Chikedozium, he will sack the DOS. All of you are seeing it. Am I the one saying, is it not all on social media? These are distracting the struggle, and they are being controlled by government fifth columnists. They don't know some of them don't know what they are doing. Some of them knew. Mazi, for 1 year plus, when Onyendu, everybody remembered it. For 1 year plus, when Onyendu was caught, IPOB case, do you understand me? IPOB proscription as a terrorist group in the Nigerian Court of Law. It was there. Everybody could remember when we fought for this, when we fought for that, fought for this. Please, let peace be there. At the end of the day, which date did they get us for the Ninth Court of Appeal for our case? 16th October. Do they want us to clap for them? Whoever got the case, whoever got that date, do they want us to clap for them? Because most of them left what they're supposed to be doing as legal practitioners. They are interfering in IPOB. That is why they got us 16th October 2023. And from Monday, that they are going to visit Onyendu. Any of them that comes and write rubbish, this night, IPOB media warriors descend on that particular person and tear him apart. If you finish tearing him apart, I will show you on ground. That they will go where. You come out this night, Mazi. Whether you are IPOB lawyer, whether you are special counsel to Onyendu, I am saying this thing this evening. From Monday, IPOB members, everybody listening. If you see anybody, whether it is Onyendu siblings, whether it is any lawyer, he says he's representing IPOB, he comes outside on social media and writes nonsense that will affect the struggle, every media warrior descend on that person. If we find him on social media, we don't find, we will send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because they are the one causing trouble in this struggle.
Yeah, it's very, very important that we understand. I've talked about the date they got us on the IPOB prescription. I've said it from on the beginning of this program. I'm explaining and what transpired. So, but it's good that it's coming out from his own mouth. At the end of the day, the most trusted, as he called himself, a GO4. And now he brought Excellency to playing ping pong with IPOB, and we are saying it is not going to happen, not a while under our watch. GO4 tonight, actually, even there was not a time, all of them was working together, including Simon Ekpa. But this is what Simon Ekpa said about him as well. You need to listen to it. It's very important. Because like I said, when we do things, we always have our evidence right.
The people that have distinguished themselves, and we have seen things happening. Ejiofor made me to believe that Aloy Ejimako is a very bad person who don't know his left from the right. Today, Aloy Ejimako walk, speak for him. Aloy Ejimako is not running on. So I'm not here to brush him or anything. No, I have my own standard, how I assess people. Aloy Ejimako walk is speaking. We have seen Unuma here. We have seen many, at least 2 times now. Ejimako could not even use the work of Aloy Ejimako as an evidence. Nobody know what Ejiofor is doing until Excellency enter this case. So if I am, if you know, like them, I would have started attacking a lawyer, Ejimako. When Onyendu was kidnapped, Ejiofor don't know what is extraordinary rendition. Ejiofor did not know that when a state commits crime, automatically they cannot sit and have the moral justification to try the person in a different crime. If you don't know this law, Ejiofor told me that why should a lawyer Ejiofor come? That he should come and tell him where it is in Nigeria law. Hey! I laugh. I hope he is listening to me. Today, it is the same Nigeria court who Ejiofor say that he does a lawyer Ejiofor should come and show him where it is in law have exonerated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of any crime. The same law have also faulted Nigeria government or criminal activities against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by kidnapping him from Kenya.
You know, sometimes even a madman can make a sense. What he's saying is fact. And I've said it over time. But the reason why I'm bringing all this back tonight, so people to remember where Ejiofor, they were together. Someone out for 7,000 they share. Everybody called their own share there. He knows. I said it from the beginning of this program. Ejimako and Ejiofor has no comparisons. But because of the nature, the nature of our average Igbo man, jealousy and greed will not let him. That's why he brought Ezekome. Ezekome is brought, he want to intimidate us with Sam. As if Ezekome is working for free for IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Ezekome is not doing what you ask him to do, let him get out and go to hell. Nobody cares. Including both of them. Or you can sack both of them if you decide tomorrow, you don't have decided. MK only person choose who could come and see him for clarity's sake. Meme said it, verbatim. Now, what he's saying here, I'm allowing it to play tonight because we need to show you. We don't blackmail people. This is the same guy. All of them was wine and dining. But at the end of the day, what happened? Ejiofor has gotten. Ejiofor is facing charges, criminal charges in Nigerian government. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing civil charges. So how can he defend Onyendu? How? When Bruce Fem said it, all hell let loose. Because he told them the truth. How can a criminal defend someone that is not a criminal? Tell me where it happened anywhere in the world. Ejiofor is a common man, is a criminal.
Because Ejiofor have ulterior motive back then that many don't know. You see, when I start to keep things, the same people have been attacking Aloy Ejimako. The same people. For the past 1 year, they have blackmailed Aloy Ejimako. The same people attack Bruce Fem. I do not know whether those people are not representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have attacked Bruce Fem. They have attacked Aloy Ejimako. And in all this attack, only one person is engineering it. The person is Ejiofor. I know what Ejiofor told me. It is not yet. I'm going to be bringing evidence. I know what he told me about Ejimako. So if I am an illiterate like them, by now I would have done so many programs on Ejimako based on information this idiot gave me.
I think all of us listen to what Simon is saying. I don't blow up Simon trumpet. I never listened to him for one day. But this particular video, we had it because it's very vital. We keep vital information. And I think it's the right time to play to remind Biafrans. Whatever they had is their problem. But this is an actual fact. Because Ejiofor, for 4 months, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was held in the SS dungeon. Ejiofor never see our leader. Everything he was doing was based on sending the mistress, airwaves. Now he's fabricating stories and falsifying documents and trying to undermine IPOB. Because Chikerezen could not use our letterheading to write what Madam Yibu was asking. If you listen to the 747,000 program on normal stream all the time, Chikerezen could not use IPOB letterheading to put it in writing. That particular principle guidance. Before Ejiofor now, connive with the lawyers in America, and I tell the woman that now you can give you the power of attorney to go and do it. That was what happened. But after Chikerozem now, the indoctrinated Chikerozem come to the Biafra now, announce Umeh account, which he was aware, which Canon Takano said. I've asked people, if we follow what Canon Takano have said, Canon Takano is Onyendu's younger brother and a bona fide IPOB member. And I respect everybody. If it's not because of Canon Takano is Onyendu's younger brother, I said it from day one that Canon Takano concern should be every sincere IPOB member's concern. Sit at home. Canon Takano tweeted that because of the NECO, Onyendu suspended 72 hours to avert killing of our people. British Navy boat was hanging in the Bight of Biafra. There. Nobody knows about this. I don't program concerning this. Now, this particular Umeh account, the same Canon Takano said this is a falsified account because he spoke to them in private. They refuse. He's a member of IPOB, control his own quarter. His two parents have died. And I think he will fold the hand and watch you to destroy what the family have labored for and IPOB have died for, including their own parents. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So what Simon just said tonight, hearing about Ejiofor, because we need to give you gist of who Ejiofor is. Everybody go to his wall. All his writing is sentimental. Ejiofor, we implore you to work. If you want someone to pray for us, we'll go and employ pastor. We don't need that from you. Keep it professional. Tell us what's going on with Onyendu. Concisive. I don't care about whom. I'm not. We don't need you to tell us about ourselves. You're not an IPOB member. If you're one, join and act like one. Okay, now, there's something I want to say here tonight. These individuals on Radio Biafra, these people, they gave microphone Radio Biafra because I remember Radio Biafra, the first person on extension in IPOB that had the correspondent of Radio Biafra was, despite Biafran Television, was Motherland IKECHUKWU, anchored by IKECHUKWU in South Africa. Before, I think Ike Peters came, before Alozie came, and before these people, I don't know who these people are. Because some people we are doing Shabbat, Shalom. There was one guy that lived in UK here. And I think one time Charles Rabbi was coming on Radio Biafra. I've been in Radio Biafra before then because there's no need for that. But what I'm saying, the people, they actually give slot and microphone. Now, I need to be specific. This guy they call Jonathan Chinedu. Jonathan Chinedu. Yeah? I think that's his name. Jonathan Chinedu. Kenneth or whatever his name is lives in France. And Jonathan Kenneth, he lives in France. Now, he's the French national coordinator. We never heard of national coordinator in France before. Nobody knows his name. Ironically, this guy have never for one day introduced himself and say his position in IPOB. To show you they're not real. Their faces are not known. Alozie is a veteran. Ike Peter is a veteran. We know who they are. We see that IKECHUKWU, we know who IKECHUKWU are. Uchemofo, to extension, is our deputy. We know who Uchemofo is. Majority of people, even the people that live in countries, should know who they are. Now, Jonathan Kenneth lives in France. I remember that day, this Azubike, this mad dog in America, saying that he lives in London. He doesn't live here in UK because if he lives out, I would definitely know who the person is. But he never introduced himself because automatically every national coordinator is a member of the US. He never introduced himself as a member of DOS like China Senworu do. All of them, national coordinator, continental rep, they're all equal. To be fair, in hierarchical in IPOB, because continental just like a coordinator with your subordinates. So continental rep and the national coordinator in your continent, you're always in meeting together. So there's no that this literally the same rank, right? So none of these individuals have mentioned their position in IPOB. It is quite appalling. But these people now have politicized our platform. The one they call Nwa Chineke, the one that broke the news that Onyendu has been poisoned, that people should go out and start breaking people's properties. That one as well is from, I think the guy is the national, I think Indonesia is in the Indonesia national coordinator. That particular individual Malaysia is the Malaysia National Coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony Obilo, aka Nwachineke. Anthony Obilo, aka Nwachineke. These are hidden monsters. They don't introduce themselves with what they are in IPOB. I don't listen to Radio Biafra. To be fair, I don't listen to these individuals. I'm gonna lie to you. Jonathan, I used to when I have time, but when they switch into something different, there's no need for me to listen to them. This is why I'm mentioning it tonight is that now I want to play Jonathan's voice and this is Nwachineke. Everybody remember that Nwachineke was one that asked people to go and start burning people's house down, that Onyendu was poisoned in DSS dungeon. This guy lives in Malaysia. He knows nothing. And he's a national coordinator. For one day, nobody knows. What we ask him, why are you hiding your face if you're an IPOB principal servant? Why are you hiding your face? You are the biggest coward of all time. And it's about time no one to come to Radio Biafra, to anchor Radio Biafra, that people does not know who that person is. If people in Biafra land will know who they are, then why are people living abroad hiding their faces? If these people are not people sabotaging what we are doing, for crying out loud. Let's listen to Chinedu Jonathan first. And Nwachineke before the Mad Dog in South Africa. I want to play their voices for a reason. I've done with a Jofo. All I want to tell people that the Jofo is the one holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon with his gang of criminals. He is the king leader. The Cabal leader is a Jofo. He can't speak anymore. Now he's deaf and dumb. Now he's opposing. Now he won't write about himself. He's talking about Sam. Zekome is just an employee to IPOB. I don't give F what his position and his degrees are. It means nothing to IPOB. If I'm paying you, it doesn't matter what your degrees are. You're working for me. End of discussion.
International.
There are people still that we say, no, why are you doing this now? Oh, why are you doing this? No need of showing this on video, on Facebook. And when you don't put anything, people will think, oh, nothing is happening. Why not show us what is happening? So I see it's a problem. We have this problem. IPOB is doing something every blessed day. That is why we are progressing. Mazi Chinasa, Mazi Nasi. I don't know. There is some. Let me. I will take this caller that I've been calling since, please. But you continue and say something on what our brother said, please, before we close.
Mazi, you know, some people will say, like you just mentioned, you know, some people will say, you launched ESN, why did you even Onyendu launch ESN, why did he show it people to the world? You know, people will also complain. They were complaining like that. No need to show them. But they used to be there. The military will make marching. They will say, we are launching operation this. They march. Countries will, from time to time, they show that the people are intact. Men, he was there. People are there. They say, oh, the ESN is destroyed. And they don't know if you allow this wrong impression to go on, people continue to. They cannot dictate for us what we doing and what we know. We know better than what they are talking. When they come to the leadership, they will understand what is happening. They will have the kind of information we have, and they'll be able to make their own decision. One thing is this, like now our brother said, do something. You know, Mazi, he said we should, if you only focus on
our great parents, great Biafrans, Ibondoman, how a Pachagon Katan, even lawyer Onyendu and where I did. Choke Pujonian, Jessica Jabonian dog. How I sign the chime, everything, approve. And you're quite there. Okwa maka gullibility because so was cowardice too much. I for a bear good, I like you get ban. Eba ye dialogue, webe the Sarana. Emmanuel Kana.
Yeah, this is the voice of the cowardice that lives in Malaysia, call himself Nwachineke, ranting on Radio Biafra. Now, he's now mentioning names of people The same guy that on Radio Biafra shouting that same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about now, he forgotten that he told Biafrans that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was poisoned. He has just forgotten that. Now the same person, this is how gullible. And he just saying, he's just using the right word to himself. You know, he mentioned him, Kanu Takano, Madam Nenyanya, and they asked him. He said Onyendu was poisoned. This same person said it. That people should come out on the street and start burning house down and whatnot. I'm just telling you the kind of destructive and agendas these people have. They don't mean well. All of them from A to Z, one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. Because he's talking, you're not there. Nobody know even this video. His camera was on the floor. He's talking, speaking from dark. You can't see his face. He's talking to Biafra. And I don't understand why people should listen to people that though because they gave you microphone, but the question now is that who is these individuals? If people in Biafra land are hiding their faces, why someone, even our African rep, Terry Nemi, before he become African rep, his picture is known, and he's still there. He doesn't hide. He come to meet him, put on his camera. IKECHUKWU will know who he is. Alonso will know who he is. My IPOB will know who they are. Who is this Jonathan and this Nwa Chineke? Who knows them? I want to see their pictures. If you're an IPOB member, show us who you are. You are national coordinators of a country. People that live in France and Malaysia. Obilo is from Malaysia. Kenneth Jonathan Chinedu lives in France. National coordinator. So who is he coordinating? That is never mentioned one day on Radio Biafra.
Mako Dikwawe, Ejimako is a trained lawyer in US. Dikwawe ihe nnekukwe. Bari nifa ha chọrọ ime. Oziki agazi treat chazi onye ndu instead onye obula ga-agbakọtazi aka na press on. Ka onye ndu ka use ya ka onye ndu chi wee pụta asizi mba ka aga treat ya secretly. Ama
anyway, the reason why I allow this to play because it's not making any sense. And the point, this is why I mentioned their name tonight is that any sensible IPOB member should not stop. If you guys even call them on radio, ask them what is your position in IPOB? Where do you live? Why are you hiding your face? Ask Jonathan Chinedu. Why are you hiding your face? What is your Facebook account? Obilo Nwa Chineke, what is your Facebook account? Why are you hiding your face? If you guys are not the real mouths, you come here to accuse people that you know nothing. You are the people that want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to die in the SS dungeon, but finally, I want you to listen to this voice before I will comment on it, because we told them that they're going to eat their flesh of their own flesh. They think we are joking, but this is just the beginning.
Internet.
But I will not support you. Nepotana Radio Biafra that belongs to all of us. In our castigate Christianity. Now, the leadership of IPOB, now my platform. It's impossible. Simon, or any autopilot member insult to go the leadership of IPOB as much as those who claim to be IPOB media warriors. Now, some of them. I repeat, because Emanon Kucha, Kelondi push most of them to Simon.
I hope you guys listen to what this clown just said. You know, when they speak, they don't understand the enmity of the word. They say, who pushed them to Simon? Did you hear him said it? Now, they will continue to expose themselves. That's one thing I want to say here tonight. I said this before, maybe last year. You know, like, for instance, it's not common here in UK, but like America, yeah? When FBI or CIA investigating a syndicate, it takes them years to actually, because they want to investigate. They don't catch the person. Maybe you're an errand boy. No, they want to get the people that is involved. They must get the whole team. So when this thing operation take place and they finally succeed, they now start cutting deals. Now, when they held these individuals, they put them in a different penitentiary. Now they start questioning them. Your corporation determine how many years they're going to give you. There's so many people in America, once you testify against anybody, now as you have a state protection, probably they move you away from your state, change your identity and everything. Is common in America. Two things will happen. Is either they do that or they take your life. Once you work for the CIA or agent as an informer, then your life is in danger. This individual, they have used them to blackmail enough people in IPOB. Is that today they don't have any voice anymore because they know we are watching them. The one they call Hungry Ostraman that died miserable. Like I said, his generation will eat concrete. His generation for what he did. Now he's saying it with his own mouth. But he had him say that they pushed them to Simon. I said it, these are disgruntled IPOB members, fragile ones. For him to use the word, he pushed them to Simon Ekpa. He said it with his own mouth. To see, this is a systematic work. Because people like us, if we are not strong, probably will find ourselves in that kind of position. But we are taught well. He just said it, they pushed them. Who are the autopilot? What is autopilot? But just said that no, the people that are opposing themselves now as the media warrior, that they're worse than the autopilot. So, but you push them to Simon Ekpa. Just to listen to them. You see, can it make sense out of what they're saying? This is just the beginning.
Kelunde that work with them till death are confessing. Till death. For confessing. So.
Yes, fellow comrade and lovers of freedom, it's very important. Allow them to play, but you know what? Only truth can stand the test of time. And I will owe no apology to anybody. Anytime we come on air, we will state the facts and what is happening in IPOB, regardless who might think is hurting them. But whatever you sow in this life is what you reap. As now, they're now turning the gun against themselves. He just said it. Those they push, that is what destroying IPOB within. It was a systematic work. And this is what we came out to fight. Some people think we are not here to exchange words or counter anybody. We are specifically on IPOB affairs. Issues that bother in IPOB, that's what we deal with. I don't get involved in things that don't concern IPOB. I don't post things that I don't looking for. I'm not looking for followership. I'm not looking for money under this. This is what we have sworn an oath. And it's those that comrades that have the same ideology with me, or those that want to join, that want to attract. If Mazi Nnamdi came out on social media to make friends or to make name or to get followers, Onyendu can be a motivational speaker. He'll be making millions. Onyendu will be making millions. But that's not why he was there. So we came here for those people that will listen and take it in. But what I'm talking about tonight, don't sit on the fence saying that you're confused. You just had that guy said they push some people so they know what they were doing. But don't, ignorance is not excuse in court of law. You cannot say because you're confused, that's why he couldn't take up it. Just like tomorrow you tell your landlord you're confused, that's why you didn't pay your house rent. You as an IPOB member sworn an oath. Now, Mazi Nnamdi is in DSS dungeon sick. Who is going to take care of our leader there? Who's supposed to contribute their own quota to make sure Mazi Nnamdi can come out? Or you can decide tomorrow and say he's tired. I want to come out. But do you know why he will not give up? Because already he sworn that oath and so many lives have gone, including his two parents. And he's ready to give more. That's why he's still there. So I will encourage every single one of us tonight to not sit in the fence. All you need to do is look more inward and ask questions. What they have done is they've gone around the world, divide IPOB within. There's Chikedozem with his gang of criminals. Now Chikedozem is now the leader of Biafra community, not IPOB. In UK here, IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi. If you have any question here, we are here to answer you. Our Twitter handle is there. And there's email as well. You can contact us or DM us. Those that are supposed to come back need to start now, because our leader requires all of us to come together and restore Biafra. I thank all of you for listening to me this evening. And may IKECHUKWU continue to strengthen, to protect our leader and every single one of us that are still pure. But most importantly, may IKECHUKWU bless all of us and bless Biafra. And only religion we have is Biafra. Biafra remain only religion that we have. And Biafra shall be a free state and a freedom of worship, as Onyendu have proclaimed. And that is how state of Biafra shall be governed. I thank you once again. And I'm signing out. I'm signing out here from United Kingdom. Good evening. Good evening, fellow comrade, lovers of freedom, and people of goodwill. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom as one of the principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. Today is the 9th day of June 2023, year of our Lord, and it's 10 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. We are once again congregated here as a hallowed platform that stands in the gap of Radio Biafra. Biafra Alpha Power Media stand on that gap because as the Cabal have hijacked our mouthpiece, then it's imperative for us to let things to bear whenever we have that time. Today is a bit of an emergency. A lot is happening, and we must let Biafrans know. Because whatever that happens within IPOB shall be discussed. We shall throw light to it. But this evening, without no wasting of our times, my monologue will always stand on the part of those that is pure IPOB members. I will always remind you about our vow we have made in this journey. Let it be told to every single one of us, specifically talking to the IPOB oath members. I'm not talking to Biafrans that are sympathizers from distance. I'm talking about those that have taken off their shoes and sworn an oath under IPOB. I will always remind you this because this was inspirational. I slept and this voice rang in my ears that I must reiterate this anytime I come on air. Some of you don't know the enormity behind the oath you have taken, but I will give you a little bit of insight. As we all today, so many of us are running from one pastor from your mom's house, trying to break the generational course. Now, you guys now have inherited another one that another generation, another 200 years will not fight it out. I'm making it abundantly clear there is no excuses. As you as an IPOB member, I know so many of us take that oath without even knowing. You know, some people get in the middle section of that oath, they opt out. But as long as you have taken that oath and took that vow, as our leader is today, languishing in the SS dungeon, the two parents have died, and so many of us have died under this particular family IPOB, under this same oath, that we shall restore Biafra, that we shall not let those that have died, even those that will die, we woke them up on 14